Another week, and I'm excited to be with you every Thursday 3:30 to 4:30. We get to talk about things that concerns mental health, concerns you, and help you grow and become a better person today, tomorrow. All right, we are diving into the topic. I want us to take a short breather. When we get back, we're going to move on with what we are to discuss today.
Speak to the counselor with your girl, Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution.
You're welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Speak to the Counselor on Royal TV with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko. The introduction has already been made, and you already know we're sitting in front of the camera talking to you. I know this week we're supposed to have someone analyze our topic for last week, but due to unforeseen circumstances, let's just pray and hope that next week we're going to have another person or a counselor analyze this topic. So today, last week, we're talking about submission versus self-expression. Can the two of them, can the both of them go? And this week we are going to ask a question because it's going to be more interactive. We are going to receive more questions, attend to more questions than last week, because last week we did not read out all of the questions, and this week I'm going to read out all of the questions that has to be read. So discussions will be less, so we get to talk and communicate and solve your problem at the end of the day. Remember, Speak to the Counselor is having therapy at the comfort of your screen. It means you ask questions and we raise answers for you. If we cannot answer here in the studio, we ask for help from other counselors, and we make sure that that problem is solved at the end of the day. So today's question I'm going to be asking you is fitting in more important than individuality in marriage or relationship? Last week we were talking about submission and self-expression. We talked about identity, finding yourself. So my question for you today, after the lessons of what we learned last week, is the question is fitting in more important than individuality in marriage or relationship? Remember, we are still on the love, marriage, relationship series, and it's a broad topic, so we can take even 3 months to talk about love, marriage, relationship. But for now, we are focused on the word submission and finding yourself, knowing yourself. Today, on this topic, in many relationships, people struggle between being accepted by their spouse and staying true to who they are. Some people can change their personalities, dreams, friendship, appearance, or opinions just to maintain peace and avoid conflict. While compromising, it's important in relationship. Losing your individuality can create resentment, unhappiness, and emotional distance over time. So we are moving on to counselor tip, but before we move on to counselor's tip, a healthy relationship should create balance, togetherness, unity, and love. I said 4 things. A healthy relationship should create balance, togetherness, unity, and love. So if you're in that relationship, that marriage, and you don't have these 4 things, there is a question mark. Please, love is not forced. Love is enjoyable. You don't force relationship, you don't force love. You enjoy love. You enjoy every part of it. Marriage is meant to be enjoyable. When God created marriage, He did not create it for for another person to be silent or for it to be forced. He created it so both parties can enjoy every bit of marriage and can work in purpose. I want to start by saying marriage should be done by two complete people and not two incomplete people or one incomplete person, where you are getting married because you're finding you're looking for a father figure in your husband. Please, your husband is not your father. So it's important that you marry a complete man and you marry a complete woman. Don't marry someone who is incomplete in terms of finding themselves, in terms of knowing who they are. If you marry that kind of person, you hear Shege Pro Max Square, because you're struggling to balance what you found out about yourself and helping another person to find his or herself. It's going to be chaotic. So marry a complete person. When I mean complete, I don't mean maybe the person has disabilities. No, I mean complete mentally, complete in every aspect of life. Marry someone who is complete. Marry someone who is not looking for a mother figure. Marry someone who is not looking for a father figure. Marry someone who does not compare you with their previous spouse. Marry someone who has an opinion of his or her own, and who can proudly say, I know myself, I know my word, and I know what I am made of. So marry those kind of people. Don't marry someone who is looking for a mother figure, a father figure. They are not your parents. Though your husband or your mother or your wife, sorry, can act as your mother or your father, but they are not. They are not. We are both companions struggling to make sure that God's wish and purpose for marriage should come to pass. Don't just marry because you want to marry. Don't marry because don't marry because you love the person. Though love can be a lot of things. Love can be what you think it is, but marry a complete person. Now back to relationships. Now our counselor's tip today say a healthy relationship is two complete people. I just said it, two complete people growing together, not one person disappearing from the other. Relationship counselors will often advise you to communicate honestly, maintaining personal identity. Let me start with communicating honestly. Talk about things honestly. I said it last week that you must not shout for someone to hear you. Raising your voice is not a guarantee for me to be able to get what you're saying or for you to communicate. See, communication is one of the key things that can spoil your relationship and spoil your marriage. So if you don't know how to communicate well, go for public speaking classes. Pick up skills. Learn how to communicate. Know your spouse. One of the ways to communicate correctly is know the person you're communicating to. There are a lot of people where you need to know, minus a lot of people, you need to know the time you're communicating, because your husband cannot come home and he's down, he's going through a phase in his life at the moment in the office, pressure from life. Then maybe he has received like 4 query letters that day and he just walked, he has not even sat down or even to eat or even to rest or to do anything. You're bombarding him with your worries. No, know the time to communicate, because time matters. You can communicate well and communicate rightly, but the time you're communicating does not warrant that person to listen at the moment. So know your spouse. When you know them, you'll be able to communicate honestly. That's sincere words in your heart. I don't like the fact that you talk about me with your friends. I don't like the fact that you do this. I don't like this. So feel free to communicate your worries honestly. Maintain personal identity. Meaning, if we are married, you will still be you and I'll still be me. I used to ask a question that if you're married to, let's say, the governor or the mayor, or you're married, if we remove that man's name from your name, who are you as a person? If you remove that man's identity, who are you? So you have to find yourself. You have to build your niche, and marriage is not supposed to make you become something you're not or something you don't plan to be. Marriage is supposed to enhance what was already there, to become a better version. That's the reason why God created marriage. So if you're in a relationship and already in that relationship, you're already changing things, struggling to fit in. You're not supposed to fit in a relationship, because if you get married, you fit in all through your life. So make sure you don't fit in relationships. It's very important. Now, I was talking about communicate honestly, maintain personal identity, respect differences. We are from different backgrounds. You have to understand that aspect. I'm not you, you're not me. We did not grow up in the same quarter. You might grow up in a rich background where there's an estate, you go to a park to play. Maybe I grew up in a quarter where we play we play dodging, we play different kinds of games. You don't know those games. I grew up in the ghetto. You grew up in a rich environment. So when you're married to someone, when you're in a relationship, sorry, I'm talking about marriage alone. When you're in a relationship, you should know the environment your spouse is from. You should know that we are from two different backgrounds. And you should respect those differences. You should respect that you're unique in your way and I'm unique in my way. So I have to respect your uniqueness. So let's respect those differences and avoid emotional defense. I'll add again another thing that I did not put in my notes. Avoid blackmail. Yes, we are fond of that. Where you want things to be run your way. You know that what you did was right, but you want to struggle to make sure that what that person did should be accepted. Then before you accept it, oh no, it's not done that way. It's not. I'll tell you that if you're in that kind of relationship, run. Pick your two legs and run, because that is a very bad sign you should avoid. I said today we'll not talk more, we'll answer questions more. So our talking for today, we'll be rounding up with it. So we have questions. So feel free to send us your questions on the numbers on your screen. 670 74 30 34. 670 74 30 34. Signs you're losing your I'll come back to this, but let's talk about the signs to show that you're losing your identity or yourself. You stop doing things you want to love. You fear disagreeing. You feel like, I don't want my partner to get angry. See, once you start getting to a place where you want to talk, you're afraid that, what if my partner, he might get angry? That's a sign. That's a sign to show you that you're losing yourself. You see this aspect of losing yourself. I can talk about it tomorrow because I don't like, especially ladies, losing themselves in relationships. Talk more marriage. I've been in that kind of relationship where I lost, in fact, everything about me was missing. Everything. I felt like I was losing my mind. So it's important that when you start having those signs, you run away from it. Signs to show that you're losing yourself is the fear of disagreeing with your partner. Your happiness depends completely on your spouse. That's a big sign, because it means if your spouse is not there, you cannot be happy. It's a big sign, and that's why your identity is linked to your happiness. Nobody on planet Earth can completely give you true happiness. As in, no human being. Even your husband, even if you think that your happiness is from your spouse and you want to get married, and no human being can give you that complete happiness. Just you can be able to make yourself happy. You owe yourself that right. So when your happiness depends completely on your spouse, completely on someone, there is a problem. So check those things. You change your personality to avoid this. Okay, he does not like the way I dress. Let me adjust. No, compromising is important in marriage. Compromising is vital in marriage. But when you start going overboard, there is a problem. So you make sure you don't do too much. He knows that you love these things. See, compromising, especially when it has to do with what my spouse wants to see on me, is very important. It's supposed to be a two-way thing. It's not supposed to be one way. Where, okay, the man says, I don't like you putting lashes, I don't like you doing makeup, and you struggle to compromise and make sure that those things you don't do them. You make sure that those things you don't do them. I think it's supposed to be a two-way thing, because he is supposed to struggle that those things he does not do. And also, you feel guilty for needing personal space. It's okay to I want my space. So each time you want that time to relax, you must not relax with your husband. Someone told me one thing. A friend of mine said something, and I was talking with her on phone, and she said she's going to, that the husband has prepared a place for her in Limbe to just go and relax. And I was like, Men need to hear this. A lot of men need to hear this. You must not go on vacation with your husband or your wife. Sometimes you just need that alone time to go for vacations to find yourself again. Especially if you're a mom and you feel like you're losing yourself. You just need that quiet moment just to find who you are. So it's not a crime. It's not a crime. Healthy relationship habits. Respect each other's opinion. Okay, your opinion counts. Don't say my word is yeah and amen. Whatsoever I say, it shall come to pass. Only God will say a thing and it comes to pass like that. Your word should not be yeah and amen. So you should be able to do those things. Respect each other's opinion. Support personal goals and ambition. I love to do this. This is who I am called to be. So as my husband, as my boyfriend, as my girlfriend, support me. When you start finding yourself forcing your spouse, forcing your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiancé to support you, see, there's a problem. Any man who does not support or pushes a woman's or your man's vision, that there's no love. There's no love. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Love cannot be complete if you don't give. And giving means you're there, you're monitoring things, and you're also supporting. So that's another way. Encourage growth and not control. I want you to grow. I want you to get to this level. I want to give a story. This one does not have to do with relationship. But when you have even friends that encourage you the most, don't shy away from them. Don't shy away from them. I had someone who was interested in me and wanted to, like, okay, let's have something doing. And though I did not really fancy at that moment, but one of the things I got from that person is always wanting to make sure I grow in all aspects of life. Let's go a little bit from relationship and marriage. But when you have genuine people in your life that always want to make sure that you're moving, you're growing, you're not stagnant, you're not in the same place, you're not just there, value those people. That's a sign of love. And so when your spouse is speaking to you from a place of growth and not control, please listen. And allow emotional honesty. Allow the person express their emotions honestly. Our relationship insight today say many people are confused with compromise and self-sacrifice, loyalty and obedience, love and losing yourself. Love does not make you lose yourself. Love enhances what is already there. Love enhances what you already have. So it does not make you lose yourself. It does not make you sacrifice yourself on the platter of gold. You are not Isaac. Neither are you a sacrifice that will be placed on the altar. It's supposed to be like, this is a goal, this is a win-win thing for us. Like, it's supposed to be a partnership and not something that you control and one person is just sacrificing and the other person is not sacrificing. Normally in relationship and marriage, both parties have to make sacrifices for it to work, because you're living from a different environment, I'm living from a different environment, to make sure that things work out. A successful marriage or relationship does not mean two people become identical. No, you must not become identical. It means they learn how to understand differences, communicate respectfully, and build a shared life without destroying their identity. The strongest couples will usually say accept each other's uniqueness, encourage self-expression, and create emotional safety. Like, you're safe with me, baby. You're safe to confide in me. You're safe to talk with me. So that space is supposed to be there for your spouse to be safe, to communicate these things. I said understand there are differences. Communicate with respect. I think we've been talking about communicating with respect since last week. Communicate with respect and build a shared life without destroying your identity. And the two shall become one. Build a shared life without destroying your individuality, without destroying yourself. Create a safe space. Create a safe space. Create a space where I can say, the person can say, I got you, baby. I got you at all times. create that space. Now, question of the day is, can a relationship truly survive if one person constantly hides who they really are? Do you think it can survive? Do you think it can stand the test of time if one person continuously, constantly hide who they are? Most people in relationship, what you know of your spouse or what you know of your boyfriend or your fiancé is what they are not. Is what they are not. Like they are struggling to hide from something, struggling to cover something. So you have to be able to know those things. What we often do wrong in relationships, now we're talking about relationships more than marriage, trying to control each other. Stop trying to control each other. Like, your opinions count, but stop trying to be the boss. Though the man is the head of the home, but control is different. Control is almost like, it's the same with dictatorship and not partnership. Control, when I mean control, I mean your partner controlling your clothing. I know talk say me no suggest. I beg, no quote me on site. I'm saying in PG, I don't say don't allow your husband or your spouse not to suggest dresses. I said control. There's a difference. Control the way you dress, control your friends, control your dreams, control your hobbies, control your opinions. I want to talk about dreams more, because when God created you, Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, thought of good and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. So when God created you, he knows from his heart of hearts that this person will grow up and have these dreams. So you should not get married to somebody and want to become a god over that person's life. Okay, I don't like my woman to be a chef. I don't like my woman to be a cook. I have a friend like that. She was in a relationship with her spouse. I won't say spouse. She was in a relationship with her boyfriend. Got married to the guy. Now they are married. And one of the problems they had during the relationship and their first aspect of marriage was the man does not want to get married to a chef. So why are you with the lady? Because I love the lady. That's his point of view. He's in the relationship and takes it up to marriage because he loves the lady. But he does not want her to cook. If you want to cook in my house and don't cook for others, that's his own point of view. And the lady loves to cook on the other hand. So how can one manage this thing? How can I get out of it? How can I build, how can I get to a compromise with my husband? Up to an extent, they had to go for counseling. So if you feel like you cannot handle it on your own, go for counseling. Now, when I say control creates fear and not love. It creates fear and not love. Losing your communication, losing the aspect of, I want to stay silent, I want to assume things, I want to avoid difficult conversation, and I want to react. I don't want to react. So you turn out to have poor communication. You depend on one person for everything. Last week I gave a story of a woman who depends on her husband for pants, for tissues, for toiletries, for pads, for everything. If she wants to buy even sweet, she has to go and ask the husband, but she works. She earns a salary. But to her and her husband, that's submission. I'll tell you, when God was creating this, when God made woman out of man, and they were in the garden, the man is the head. He did not say the man should control everything. Even Adam did not control everything about Eve. When Eve was going to take the fruit in the middle of the garden, why is it that Eve did not take it back to the husband and say, hey, this is my husband, or they've given me? Though she took it and she said, Satan gave me, and she gave the husband to taste. But Adam did not really control everything about Eve. So the way clothing was, there was no place I saw in the Bible that Adam said, I don't like you to wear this dress, wear this dress. These barks of trees are not good on your body. I want you to wear this bark of trees. There was no place in the Bible I came across it like that. So even God understood what submission is all about. Now submission is submitting to the man's calling, to the man's purpose. It means my dreams and my mission, my purpose have to be aligned with yours. That's why you see marriage fails, because if my purpose and my dreams do not align with you as my husband, then we are not compatible for marriage. Because when we get married, it will be cat and rats living in the same house. So it has to be aligned. It has to be aligned. It has to be aligned. I hope you're learning a lot of things today. And depending on one person for everything, like the person tells you how your friendship should look like, personal interests, family bond, and self-growth. Comparing relationship, you take your relationship and put on a scale of preference. My man does not do this, his man does this. When you start comparing two men, you are on a plane about to crash. You see a man loves his ego so much. Every man has an ego, and they love to keep that ego like their life depends on it. Even a small child, you tamper with that young boy's ego, he will come out like a lion. So you have to be careful as a woman not to be comparing. Okay, I have my brother does it, or my father does this, so why will you not do this to me? Your father is not your husband, neither is your brother your husband. So stop comparing. I'm talking about husband more because women like to compare a lot. He's not your ex. So stop comparing. And ignoring red flags. When you start ignoring red flags, know you are in a plane about to crash. Don't sit quiet and say, okay, he just, no. Think of these things. We are going to get on a short break. When we get back, we'll start taking contributions. Feel free to send us a text message to 670-7430-34, 670-7430-34. Let's get on a short break.
Looking for a powerful way to make your business stand out? Want your products and services to reach thousands of people every single day? Welcome to Royal Advertising Agency, your mobile publicity powerhouse. With our fully equipped advertising van fitted with high-quality speakers, we take your message directly to the streets, directly to the people, directly to your customers. From busy markets to neighborhoods, junctions, events, and business areas, we move around town broadcasting your adverts loud and clear, creating massive visibility for your brand. And that's not all. Our advertising van also comes with strategic spaces for posters, banners, and flyers, turning every movement into a moving billboard for your business. Need more impact? Our energetic promotional team is ready to distribute flyers hand to hand across town, helping your brand connect directly with the public. We offer free business consultancy, audio and video spot production, graphic designs of all types. Whether you're promoting a new product, announcing an event, running a campaign, or growing your business, Royal Advertising Agency is your trusted partner for effective outdoor publicity. Don't just advertise, dominate the streets with visibility. Call now, 670-743-034. Royal Advertising Agency, taking your business everywhere. Looking for a powerful way to make your business stand out? Want your products and services to reach thousands of people every single day? Welcome to Royal Advertising Agency, your mobile publicity powerhouse. With our fully equipped advertising van fitted with high-quality speakers, we take your message directly to the streets, directly to the people, directly to your customers. From busy markets to neighborhoods, junctions, events, and business areas, we move around town broadcasting your adverts loud and clear, creating massive visibility for your brand. And that's not all. Our advertising van also comes with strategic spaces for posters, banners, and flyers, turning every movement into a moving billboard for your business. Need more impact? Our energetic promotional team is ready to distribute flyers hand to hand across town, helping your brand connect directly with the public. We offer free business consultancy, audio and video spot production, graphic designs of all types. Whether you're promoting a new product, announcing an event, running a campaign, or growing your business, Royal Advertising Agency is your trusted partner for effective outdoor publicity. Don't just advertise, dominate the streets with visibility. Call now 670-743-034. Royal Advertising Agency, taking your business everywhere.
Hey, Royal TV viewers, your voice matters, and now we want to hear it louder than ever. We've created a special WhatsApp feedback group just for you. Got opinions about our shows? Suggestions to make Royal TV better? Compliments, complaints, or hot takes? This is your direct line to us. Joining is easy. Simply scan the QR code on your screen right now and you're instantly connected to the Royal TV community. Be part of the conversation. Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station. Don't just watch. Interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Speak to the Counselor on Royal TV, the new vision of Africa. And we are talking about submission. The question of today says, is fitting in more important than individuality in marriage or relationship? Feel free to share with us your contributions on the numbers on your screen. 670-74-3034, 670-74-3034. I promised us last week that I'm going to be reading questions. Questions of the last week we did not finish reading. Is still in regards to the topic of today. So I'm going to read it loud and I'm going to answer. Feel free to send us a text message on the numbers on your screen. The question today, this person is saying, my name is Brenda from Bukwango. Sorry, questions of last week that I did not read. My name is Brenda from Bukwango, Boya, and I enjoy listening to this program every week because the lessons are practical. Thank you so much, Brenda. My question is, how can someone rebuild confidence after losing themselves in a relationship? One of the ways to rebuild your confidence, I said it last week, is self-affirmation. Speak to yourself more. Tell yourself you can do this. Encourage yourself the more. If you feel like the encouragement and affirmative words you're doing doesn't work, then speak to a counselor for other help. You can go out for sport, you can listen to music, you can take a walk. It's very important. You can just take a walk. And one of the ways too is when someone tells you you're not this, you're not that, you go back and tell yourself, as I said, self-affirmation, that you're more than enough and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can. So even when you're losing yourself, those are the ways to build back your confidence. My name is Peter from My 16 Boya Truth. Today's topic is powerful and relatable. Thank you so much, Peter. My question is, what are the signs of a healthy relationship where both submission and self-expression can exist? I gave it last week. When you are able to communicate and communicate correctly, when you're able to express your emotions rightly, without no fears, without no judgment, without you being afraid of a lot of things. So feel free to send us your contributions on the numbers on your screen. We are taking in contributions. Today is more more of contributions, and I want to hear what you think about this topic. And each and every one of us watching us now or watching what is happening, I want to listen and learn from it. This other person is saying, good afternoon, Lima Truth. I really enjoyed your discussion last week on submission. These questions are questions coming in now in marriage. My name is Portia from Great Support. Thank you so much, Portia, for following the program. In our society, many people are taught that a successful relationship means always agreeing with your partner and sacrificing your personal opinions for the sake of peace. But in real life, some people stay silent about their feelings, hide their true personalities, and pretend to be happy because they are afraid of rejection and conflict. Over time, this creates frustration and emotional distance. My question is, can a relationship truly last when one partner is constantly pretending to fit in instead of being their authentic self? It cannot. It might last for 5 years or 10 years, but with time it's going to fall off. That's why it's important that your spouse know who you are. Your spouse know who you are and see you for who you are. If you wake up every morning and the first thing you're doing is to eat a bowl of fufu, let them know. Let them know. Don't tell. I wake up at 5 o'clock every day. Tell them I'm a good sleeper. I wake up by 8 o'clock, so you have to help me. See, let me tell you this another story I learned a few weeks ago. One mama met me and said, she does not know how to manage finance, and her husband is very strict with finance. So when she got married, she understood the man she was getting married to. She said she's a scattered person. She said it openly that she's a very disorganized woman. But when she got married, she met her husband before even getting married. This is me. I don't know how to manage money and I don't know how to arrange things. I'm not organized. So when they got married, the husband helped her. She said now she can be able to organize, put things well. She can be able to manage money because the spouse has helped her become a better version of herself. So marriage is supposed to help you. That's the reason for marriage. It's supposed to make you become better than yesterday and not make you become worse or, if possible, killing yourself or killing your dream. You're supposed to be better off than yesterday. So when you're not better off, there's a question mark. So if you are in that kind of relationship, you can never stay there for long, because one day yawa go cast. And breeze go blow, fire last, go nyash, go show, and everybody's going to see it. So it's important that you tell your spouse, tell your boyfriend that this is me, this is who I am, so that they know who they are dealing with. They should not get into marriage and they are seeing another person. If you're that kind of person where things that increase your breast and increase your nyash, you're already engaged, tell him, I know get big nyash. My breast no big, now foam. Discuss those things. Not that I get married. I heard of a story of 24. They didn't even make 20. It was 2 hours. They got into their hotel room and they wanted to make love and consume their marriage. And the woman undresses herself and she's like, oh, who is this? There's a lot of foams the woman is dropping, and that's how that marriage ends. The marriage didn't even make up to 2 hours. They're already filing for divorce because the woman he saw was not the woman in the house. They're 2 different people. So it's good you reveal yourself down to avoid insults tomorrow, because when you break out of that marriage and people know the real reason, they'll insult you, they'll laugh at you, and they'll insult your family. So it's good you avoid all of those things. This other person is saying, good afternoon, Lima Truth. My name is Anita from Boya. Which part in Boya? Anyway, thank you for participating. I really learned a lot from last week's program on submission. My question is, in many marriages, women are taught that submission means they should never question their husband's decision, even when those decisions affect the family negatively. I know a woman who stopped working and completely depend on her husband because she believed that was true submission, but later she felt voiceless and unhappy in marriage. How can someone practice submission without losing their confidence and independence? I think this boils down to who you're married to. First of all, you have to know the person you're married to, because if you're married to that kind of husband who sees submission that kind of way, both of you you're in a problem, you're in a chaos. And those kind of men, it takes God's grace for them to really learn or to really get out of it. It takes the grace of God. Because your husband he himself sees submission like that. Because if a man does not see submission that way, you come and give him everything and you want him to give you every penny or everything. You tell you, no, you have to, there's a need for you to run your own amount. If a man does not see submission that way, he will tell you, no, you have to keep some amount. Though we have a joint account, we keep these things together. And thank you for showing me as your husband. But I think you should be able to handle your money and see how you run the affairs of the home. You should not run to me for pads, for toiletries, and for other things. So it depends on the man you're married to. You need to know the person you're married to. This woman is unhappy because she feels like that's submission, and the husband indulged it because to him that's submission. If you're married to a man who does not see those things, he will be able to stop those things at the beginning stage. And when you're still courting, when you're still in a boyfriend level, fiancé level, he'll be able to guide you with those things. So you have to know the person you're married to. And I think both of you need counseling. You don't need counseling alone. You don't need counseling alone. Both of you need counseling. That mindset has to die off before we give birth to a new mindset. So both of you, Anita, both of you need counseling. I think, yes, it's Anita. You need to go for serious counseling. This cannot be done just on the TV channel. So you can take the numbers on your screen and give me a call or a text message. I will recommend a marriage counselor for you that will be able to take you on this journey. Because if you're willing to help, you're willing to get out of that particular thing, and you're willing to take submission the way the Bible sees submission, the way submission is supposed to be, and your husband sees it that way, then we can help you. But when you're married to a man who does not see it that way, we can see and see how to go about it. But it will be difficult, trust me. It's going to be a difficult journey. This other person is saying, good afternoon, Lima Truth. My name is Kelvin from Moliko. I have seen a relationship where one partner controls almost everything, who the other person talks to, where they go to, and even how they dress, all in the name of respect and submission. Okay. At first, it may look normal, but over time, it creates fear and emotional distance. My question is, where should the line be drawn between submission, respect, and control in relationship? Okay, before coming back to your question, you said all in the name of respect and submission. Please, let's be mindful of some of the things we say. It's okay to give your opinion, and it's fine to give your opinion the way it is. And I know that the topic, maybe you've had some experiences and it's getting you upset. And that's why you're saying what you're saying and how you're saying it. All in the name of respect and submission. Now, people have their definition of what respect is. Some men, some women will tell you that respect is kneeling down and serving your husband food every day. Some people will tell you submission is when your husband said this, you don't go against it. Some people will tell you that when your husband says stand here, you stand. That's what some people will say. If you watch the coming of America, the homecoming, something like that, America, it's an African film, I've forgotten the exact title, where the father wants him to get married to a certain lady, and the man says, so if I say jump, you jump, if I say stand, you stand. And that's how she stood up, and she was there like that till the prince had to say, okay, it's okay. And the prince said, I don't want a woman whose my word is yeah and amen. I want a woman where we can share partners. We can partner together. Because that's why God created marriage. Marriage is not for you to enjoy yourself. Marriage is not just for you to, no. It's supposed to be a companion. It's supposed to be like we are working together for the accomplishment of God's will and God's purpose. It is not your will. Marriage is ordained by God. It's ordained by God. So you don't have to do it your way. I always say this: if you feel like your marriage or your relationship is not moving the same way, I'll talk more about marriage. If you feel like your marriage is not moving the way it ought to, go back to the person who instituted marriage. Go back to God in prayers. He's the person who instituted marriage. So he can guide you, so he can lead you right. So Kelvin, I think I've answered your question. Yes, it's Kelvin. And the question is, where do I draw the line between submission, respect, and control in a relationship? Okay, if you're in a relationship, where do you draw the line? Submission does not, I said submission is submitting to the man's calling, right? Purpose for a woman. So you have to know how to submit. That's the best way to submit. So that's how you do the submission. And respect, a woman or a man, you're supposed to respect each other. I'm supposed to respect you, you are supposed to respect me. So it's important that we respect each other. And control, your marriage or your relationship is not supposed to be built around control. No, it's not supposed to be built around control. Good afternoon, Lima Truth. My name is Cynthia from Bomaka. I was really touched by your discussions on relationship and submission. In real life, many people stay silent in relationship just to avoid arguments. I know a lady who keeps quiet with everything her fiancé says to her because she was afraid and he would leave her if she speaks up. Eventually, she becomes emotionally exhausted because she could no longer express herself freely. My question is, can a relationship truly be healthy when one partner is always sacrificing their voice for the peace? No. I repeat and I say it again, no. It's not possible. You are not supposed to stay silent because you want to struggle to please another person. It's not supposed to be so. Because in the process of the relationship, you're already losing yourself. When you get married, you'll be something else. I've seen people who are in a relationship and they're already something else. So when you get married to this man, you'll become the worst version of yourself. The version where you see yourself and you get into depression. You don't want that for yourself. Marriage is a beautiful thing when you meet the right person. I know some of you say you are not married, so how will you know? Marriage is a beautiful thing when you meet the right person. When you meet the right person. So it's important that from the stage of your fiance, don't struggle to sacrifice your voice for another person. Don't do it. Sylvia or Cynthia, don't do it, please. If you feel like you cannot express yourself freely, Cynthia, don't struggle to talk about it with your spouse. Speak to a person that your fiance listens to. If it still does not work out, that's a red flag. Run. Run away from it. Because you remain silent till, even in marriage, and might even die in it. He might be beating you and you're silent. This other person is saying, good afternoon, Lima Truth. My name is Daniel from Bukwango. Last week's program taught me a lot about understanding each other in marriage. Thank you so much for following, and thank you for, I'm grateful that this is teaching you a lot. I have noticed that some men expect total obedience from their wives because that is what they see growing up at home. I said it at the beginning. Your father is not, your mother, sorry, is not your wife. So if your mother kneels down to serve your father food every day, you don't expect your wife to kneel down. It's not a law. It's not a bylaw. It's not written. It's not stated when you were signing that document that, okay, she must kneel down and give me food. It's not done that way. Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing this with us. And he goes further by saying, but sometimes this makes the woman feels more like a servant than a partner. That's true. My question is, how can couples build relationship based on mutual respect instead of fear, dominance, while still maintaining order in home? How can you do that? See, it starts from your husband or your wife being your best friend, your G, like how people call it. It starts from that part where this is my G, this is my person. You already have that best friend, apart from, okay, we are married, but you have a good relationship going on. You have a good relationship going on. That's how it starts from. Because if I'm with my friend, I have to be free with my friend. So friendship in marriage is very important. Not just I love you too. There's friendship in marriage is very important. I think if you start your marriage like that, Daniel, you're going to learn a lot. Start from a level of friendship. Let me be friends, first of all. Let's be friends. It's okay to reintroduce yourself. It's okay to know your likes and what you don't like at that stage. Get back to that drawing board. It's fine. That's another way to grow, and that's another way to be yourself. This other person is saying, good afternoon, Lima Truth. My name is Brenda from, I think I read something like that. Okay. We have two Brendas that are, anyway, Brendas are different. Okay, this other person is from Bakweri Town, while the other Brenda is from Boya Town, or the Bees. My name is Brenda from Bakweri Town. I know a couple where the wife stopped spending time with friends, stopped pursuing her studies. Okay, let me read it first. And even change her personality just to please her husband, to avoid conflict. Dear, you stop going to school because you want to please your husband. People are going through things so. Years later, she said she no longer recognizes herself. My question is, how can someone know when compromise in a relationship is becoming unhealthy for self-sacrifice? My God. My God, my God. Stopping your studies, my dear. That's the worst though. Because any man who does not want to push you to become, I think I saw something similar like this, where the man said, you cannot have masters when I've not had masters. That's a red flag. Or these things, the problem with us women is you believe he will change. At the level of relationship, you're already seeing the signs, but there is still hope that he will change. You know that man will not change, but you still believe that he will change. There are a lot of men out there. A lot of men will value you. A lot of men will push you. A lot of men will want you to have masters, PhDs, doctors. You defend different PhDs and you still become theirs. In fact, to them, it's a pride. So don't abandon your studies for another man. Because if that man dies today, or if you're not in that marriage, what happens to you? I asked a question at the beginning that if they remove that man's name from your name, who are you? Who are you? So her question is, how can someone know? One of the ways you can know that this relationship are no longer compromising, but I'm laying myself at the platter of gold for sacrifice is, you just see some of these signs. How will a man tell you to stop studies? That's already a big sign to stop pursuing your dream. That's a sign to show that no, there's chaos, there's fire on the mountain. Because he's supposed to push you to become a better version of yourself and not the other way around. This person is saying, good evening, Truth. My name is Mokoko Josephine, and I want to say that fitting in and individuality is important, because relationship is comprises both. Because relationship is compromising, but we shouldn't lose ourselves in it. Thank you so much, Josephine. I read her contribution again. Good evening, Truth. My name is Mokoko Josephine. I want to say that fitting in and individuality is important, because relationship is compromising, but we shouldn't lose ourselves in it. Thank you so much, Josephine, for participating. It means a lot to us in the studio. Now, getting back to what we were talking about. I think today I read out all of the questions, and we are soon getting to the end of our topic. We've talked about counselor's tip, we talked about relationship insight, we've talked about question of the day. I'm leaving you with this quote of the week till we meet next week. Love should add to your identity, not take it away. Love should add to your identity and not take it away. A strong relationship is built on connection and not control. I should be able to connect with you and you not controlling me. So that's what a strong relationship should be built on, and not the other way around. I am loved for who I am truly. Now, one of the things you should practice more in a relationship or in marriage is practice to say, I love you always. It's just 3 words, but it means the world to someone you're really in love with. Don't say, you know I love you now. I don't know. Tell me. Don't assume that I know that you love me. Tell me that you love me. So practice those words often. It will help you in relationship and in marriage. I love you and I'm still myself. I'm still here. I'm still here, baby. I'm still here to hold your hands, my king. I'm still here to hold your hands, my love. All of the pet names, please practice pet names. Please, our mothers, Pa John, let's bring it down. Hope or understanding. Okay, fitting in may help avoid conflict temporarily, but individuality is what keeps relationship genuine and emotionally healthy. The goal of love is not to lose yourself. It is to grow together while remaining authentic. It is to grow together while remaining authentic. Don't lose yourself in the process. Don't lose yourself in the process. I think that's all we have for contributions that came in for today. I want to appreciate each and every one of us. Mokoko Josephine for following the program, Anita from Bakweri Town, and Brenda from Bakweri Town, and Brenda from Boyatown. Thank you so much for participating on today's edition. Portia, thank you from Great Support for participating. Anita from Boya, God bless you for participating. Kelvin from Moliko, Cynthia from Bumaka, Daniel from Bukwango, and of course the two Brendas. Thank you so much for participating on today's program. Next week is another time, same time, 3:30 to 4:30. I've been your